Thanks for coming down on a Saturday morning, introducing our leadership group and in particular our captain. This year we've gone, obviously with Emma retiring, we've had to get hold of a new captain, and the group's voted on that against all their criteria for finding the right person, and we definitely think we've got the right person. Although Emma will be happy that our leadership group's extended from 5 out to 8 now, so it's taken 4 people to replace her, so she'll be happy about that. But we've elected to go a little bit bigger with our leadership group because of it sort of reflects our team in a lot of ways. We don't rely on stars on game day to get the job done for us. We've got a very even spread of contributors when they play, and it probably reflects in their leadership as well. So to go from 5 to 8 doesn't really faze us. It gives more people an opportunity to develop their skills and be part of that group, and they've been sort of elected by their teammates anyway. But getting back to Bree, she's got a very high-performing family, so she'll tell you about that a bit later on, I guess, but they're all superstars. But in terms of her values or her character, she ticks off all the things that we have in our values very, very strongly. So she couldn't be a better leader for the time that we're going through right now. Leads by example on and off the field, is a ruthless competitor and a very reliable competitor on game day. So there's some of the things out in the field that we value very highly, and her teammates do as well. But it's her empathy and care for teammates off the field that that rounds her out beautifully as what we think is going to be a great leader for many years to come. So that's Bree Conan in a nutshell. So thank you.
Yep. Is it a combination of player vote and then endorsement kind of by the coaches, or is it purely just player endorsement?
Yeah, no, it's always been that way. The players get to vote. We look at it and agree with them, and we have every year. So six years running now, we haven't had to intervene. And then it's ticked off by the hierarchy at the club. Andrew Wellington, the president, Greg Swan, the CEO. Give it their stamp of approval. That took about 2 seconds. Yeah, here we are.
What do you think, it's done for Bree's leadership, doing a year under kind of Zills and I guess being kind of second in charge and now she steps into that role?
Yeah, it's interesting because both her and Shannon Campbell last year, it was their first go in the leadership group. And for Bree to step up and be vice captain last year, I think that's given her a really good grounding for the responsibility. And it's not necessarily having to say something all the time, it's probably more leading by example. And when I think of some of the roles that Bree had to play last year on really dangerous opposition forwards, notably in the grand final, they're the sorts of things that teammates think, well, you are so reliable and I want to be like you, I want to perform like you, and you're taking us in the right direction. I think that on-field stuff is really important, but then her off-field care, as I mentioned before, is really strong as well.
Those values that you mentioned, what are they that you're talking about?
Oh, it's top secret. So I won't go into the nitty-gritty details, but it's around caring for each other. It's around being reliable, and it's around being a tough competitor. Yeah, we've got words that shape those 3 things, so we want to keep those to ourselves.
Just before we bring in, how's pre-season been? Are you really happy with the girls, where they're at and everything?
Yeah, it's been good. Clearly when we started, we've had the false start back in end of August, early September, where we thought the season was going to start early December. So obviously that was a little bit of a hiccup at the beginning, but that was the same for every club. So a bit of a soft start just to get the wheels rolling again, but we've just put together, that's our 4th complete training week, I think, from the beginning of October. So we're now starting to get into the nitty-gritty of match play and those sorts of things. So yeah, the only thing I'm looking at this stage of the year is what sort of shape you're in, how well are you running, can you keep up when we get competitive with the match practice, and all of those areas are pretty strong.
Has much changed for your Stars now that you've got a group of friends out there kind of coming off the back of what a higher season kind of thing? And do you feel like the hunger is even more there this year after winning it, or how much to temper the energy a little bit? What's the go there?
Yeah, well, again, we haven't played anyone, so we won't know until we actually do play against someone what it looks like. But yeah, indicators are what sort of condition are you in? are you still searching for ways to improve? And those two areas are really strong at the moment. So that's the only proof I have right now. But we'll know more when we start playing opposition.
And I just got to ask, vaccinations of Brisbane Lions 100% good to go, or did you have to have conversations with certain players?
No, not individuals. We haven't had to have conversations with. The league's done their presentation for us. And I think we're pretty much across the line with our crew. I can't speak for the boys. I don't know where they're at, but I think we're okay as a club. Yep.
So we good to go come January, there'll be no players left.
Yeah, I think so. I think everyone's had at least one. Yeah, so which means I'm actually lining up for number 3 in December, which is a bit daunting because I was a bit crook after my second one. So yeah, so it's we're okay.